నమో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. శుభోదయం. Let us have today the second day of Ramayana from our speaker Padmanabha Rao garu. We welcome him for this webinar. Let us start with Vande Mataram and then Prarthana, and then we'll have the session. Shishi Babu garu.
Thank you, sir. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malaya Jasitalam, Jasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Subhrajyotsna Pulakitayaminim, Pullakusumita Drumadala Sobhinim, Suhasinim, Sumadhura Bhashinim, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
ధన్యవాదములు బాబు గారు. లెట్స్ హావ్ ప్రార్థన ఫ్రమ్ వసుంధరాజు.
సర్వేభ్యః నమస్కారాః. ప్రథమం ధ్యానం, అనంతరం ఓంకారం 3 times. ధ్యానం. శుక్లాంబరధరం విష్ణుం శశివర్ణం చతుర్భుజం ప్రసన్నవదనం ధ్యాయేత్ సర్వవిఘ్నోపశాంతయే. సరస్వతి నమస్తుభ్యం వరదే కామరూపిణి విద్యారంభం కరిష్యామి సిద్ధిర్భవతు మే సదా. శరదిందు సమాకారే పరబ్రహ్మస్వరూపిణి వాసరాపీఠ నిలయే సరస్వతి నమోస్తుతే. అసతో మా సద్గమయ తమసో మా జ్యోతిర్గమయ మృత్యోర్మా అమృతంగమయ. మాతృదేవో భవ పితృదేవో భవ ఆచార్యదేవో భవ అతిథిదేవో భవ. ఓం గురుర్బ్రహ్మా గురుర్విష్ణుః గురుర్దేవో మహేశ్వరః గురుః సాక్షాత్ పరం బ్రహ్మ తస్మై శ్రీ గురవే నమః. ధన్యవాదాలు మహోదయ.
ధన్యవాదాः Vasundharaji.
అస్తు మహోదయ.
Now we request our speaker Padmanabha Rao garu to start his webinar, please.
Shubhodayam to all. Vahidehi sahitam suradrumatale haime mahamandape madhye pushpakamasane manimaye virasane samsthitam agre vachayati prabhanjana sute tatvam munibhyah param vyakyatam bharatadi parivrutam ramam bhaje syamalam. Pibare Ramarasamu, Rasane Pibare Ramarasamu, Yatra Yatra Raghunada Kirtanam, Tatra Tatra Krutamastakanjalim, Bashpavari Paripurnalochanam, Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam. Today is Ashadasya Prathama Divase. We remember the Meghasandesha first shloka Ashadasya Prathama Divase. Coming to Ramayana, Kausalya Supraja Rama Urva Sanjya Pravartate Uttishta Narashardula Kartavyam Daivamangyekam. This is the first shloka of Sri Venkateswara Suprabhatam, but it is the original is in Balakanda. Vishwamitra, while awakening Rama and Lakshmana, he told like this. Why should he call Rama as Kausalya Supraja Rama? He should have called as Dasharatha Nandana, Raghava, Ramachandra, or umpteen number of names are there. But he wanted to please him by telling the name of his mother. And when we search the characteristics of Kausalya, we find a lot of difference between the other two main queens. The difference between Kaikeyi and Kausalya is to be observed. Kaikeyi abandoned the royal patronage because she was the most respected queen, and she argued for the course which she thought was perfectly genuine. Kausalya bent her head for the fate. She observed silence whenever there is a climax, and she is prepared for the sufferings she had to face. Though she was an elderly queen, she never showed her authority to others. Normally, we see in the palaces, the most respected queen, she gives orders to all, and even the king also obeys. She never expected special attention from the king. She was always on the side of side curtains and waited for her part, payasa also, when it was distributed. The three queens of Dasharatha were compared by Valmiki in the first instance as Hiri, Shri, and Kirti. This we have to remember. These are the three syllables given for these three queens. Who is Hiri? Kausalya. And then Sumitra is Shri. And Kirti is Kaikeyi. What does Hiri mean? It is obedience. Kausalya cannot express her words outwardly. She was always silent. In each and every moment, the human aspect is underlined in her character. The divinity in her character is we have to observe. In the entire story, when we go through the entire episodes of Ramayana, she did not speak more. She never uttered a word when Dasharatha contemplated Yajna, Putrakameshti Yaga and Yajna. During the distribution of Paisam also, she does not have a say. When it was decided to send Rama along with Vishwamitra, she never spoke against it. Like in a silent movie, we have earlier days, during our younger days, we had the silent movies, Mookies, and then came the talkies. She was a silent observer for all the happenings before her eyes. The very first occasion when Kausalya spoke was the crowning ceremony celebrations are on foot. The well-wishers of Kausalya and Rama hurried up to inform this decision. This is the first situation where we see the character of Kausalya. She distributed jewels and precious stones, gifts to all the people who informed her with great enthusiasm. But she never uttered a word. When Rama personally informed her of the decision of the king, tears rolled down her eyes. She simply said, Vatsa Rama Chiranjeeva. These are the very, very, very significant words she has uttered. Vatsa Rama Chiranjeeva. She gave her the blessings like this. She expected that Rama should always be with her. As a devoted lady and with limited desires, she did not speak more. She never uttered a word against her opponents. This is the main thing which we have to remember. Whereas the other characters we see in this Ramayana, they spoke very well about the others also. Rama explained to Lakshmana that he is accepting the burden of the kingdom only for the sake of the people around him. He never expected it that as his big behavior. Rama told Kausalya in unequivocal terms about the differences between Uttama, Madhyama, and Adhama. Normally, when we compare the characteristics, we call this in three grades. What is Uttama and who is a Uttama person? He has explained. He added that a person who does not wait to implement the orders of his father is Uttama. So this is the character of Rama. The person who follows his father in words is Madhyama. A person, even after the decision of his father, does not act is Adhama. These are the three grades which he has given. So he followed the orders of his father in letter and spirit. Rama will never go back on his words. At this point of time, Kausalya poses two questions because he was almost perturbed. Let Dasharatha decide to coronate Bharata. She says in a very big throat. If he pleases, he can give the coronation to Bharata. Why should Rama go to forest? Dasharatha can surrender his kingdom, entire kingdom to Bharata. But why should Rama suffer? These are the words of Kausalya. Sita and Sumitra Lakshmana were present with Kausalya when Rama entered the scene. This is a very beautiful scene which Valmiki has described. At this point of time, all the four people were there: Sita, Sumitra, Lakshmana, and Rama. This was an irony. Valmiki in his own way presented this scene with utmost clarity. On one side, Janaki and Kausalya. On the other side, Rama and Lakshmana. Who are these people? They are the embodiments of Om, Hrim, Shri, the Bijaksharas on one side, and their children on the other side. A beautiful situation to observe. At this point of time, the poet described Kausalya. Kausalya, how she behaved in this situation, Valmiki's description is like this. Tatratam pranabhameva, tatratam pravanameva, mataram kshemavasinim, vagyatam devatagare, dadarsha yachatim priyam. These are the words she has uttered. Kausalya prayed goddess Lakshmi to bestow her blessings on Sri Rama because she was worried about the exile of Sri Rama. Her concentration was fully on meditation. She looked at Sita and Sumitra with half-closed eyes, Ardha Nimilita Netra. At this juncture, Rama appeared before the mother. This is a beautiful description by the poet. Next day, in the early hours, Rama appeared before the mother to take her blessings before the coronation. But fate was in a different direction. Instead of informing Kausalya first, Dasharatha hurried up to Kaikeyi. Overnight, the tables turned. She made independent decisions, Kaikeyi. and ordered Rama to go to the forest. Though there was no direct order from the king, Rama obeyed the order. Even for argument's sake, he did not plead with her for the orders of the king. He accepted the words of his mother. Rama touched the feet of his father with devotion. But the king was not in consciousness. He touched the feet of Kaikeyi and took leave. He went to his mother straight away to inform about the change of sequences. The innocent mother spent throughout the night praying to the gods and was expecting the prestige of her son to improve. When Rama approached her, she immensely praised him because she doesn't know what has happened overnight. She praised the king also for bestowing the princely kingdom to the genuine person. When his mother asked him to take the seat, Rama was reluctant. Politely he said, "Ma, I do not have time to spend with you. As per the directions of my father, I am leaving for Dandakaranya for 14 years. The trees will be waiting for me there." This is the word which Valmiki said and Rama said. She fell on the ground immediately after listening to these words. And when she gained consciousness, Sri Rama tried to console her. Her motherly attitude came out. She felt bad for her fate. Why has God given me a son like this? She should not have been punished if she was issueless. She is unable to digest the pros and cons in future without her beloved son in front of her. She knows the temperament of Kaikeyi because when we compare the characteristics of Kaikeyi and Kausalya, both are in two different directions. It is impossible to spend 14 years in the absence of Sri Rama. She was astonished why her heart had not broken. She pleaded with Rama not to go to the forest. This is a very sensational situation where both the mother and the son, they argued for some time. Kausalya kept Rama in a dilemma. The king is not in his consciousness, and Kaikeyi orders Rama to go to the forest. Sri Rama explained her that he will be leaving Ayodhya on the same day. But the situation has changed, and his mother is not accepting Kausalya. In a way, she is correct. Rama has to decide the correct path now. Now he is in a dilemma. The intelligent Kausalya can easily assess the mind of Rama. She does not want to come in the way of righteousness, Dharma Marga. As a lady who believes in truth and justice, she cannot say no to the decision of Rama. But the separation with his son is unbearable. She had a dilemma at this point of time. Lakshmana came to change the scene. He was very ferocious and mentioned that he will destroy all the evil-minded people if Sri Rama agrees. This is the word also which we have to remember. He expects a green signal from Rama, then only he will act. In Adhyatma Ramayana, yesterday we were discussing about this. Rama tried to control the anger of Lakshmana. He said, "Lakshmana, all these comforts are like thunderstorms during rains, like water fallen on fire, which will evaporate immediately. The longitude of life is also little. Even then, human beings like comforts. Happiness is Nandanavanam, peace is Kamathenu. Whether the wooden logs in a stream continue forever." Yesterday also, we were discussing about the Valmiki Charitra. Then when Valmiki as a boya went and approached his wife, she said, "I am not bothered about your earnings." There also these words have come. Like the wooden logs going in a stream, and after some time they separate. This also is the characteristic of the way the Rama has been depicted in Adhyatma Ramayana. Kausalya argued with Rama to take the path of justice. It is only a suggestion and not a decision. This we have to remember. She says, "My dear son, I know that you are always on the right path. When there is a dispute between two paths, you will choose the best path. I request you to take the right path in front of me. For you, I am also a respected person. I don't want you to leave for the forest. This is my final decision. Here, we have to think whether Rama has to abide by his mother's voice or by the order given by Kaikeyi. I can't live even for a minute without you, Kausalya said. In case something untoward happens, you will be responsible, she says. Rama politely addressed his mother and was firm in his decision. He narrated it to his brother and not to the mother. You see the way how the characters behave. And these are the traditions which we keep up during the entire life of any person who behaves in a traditional manner. The intention was to suppress the anger of Lakshmana, which will lead his mother to think properly. Rama firmly added that he does not have the courage to say no to his father, and he will choose to take the right path. He requested his mother to bestow her blessings implicitly. Kausalya has no words to say. It was on the occasion to feel proud of her son's decision. She was glaring at her son. Finally, she said, she can't bid farewell to Rama. Rama was consoling his mother as well as controlling Lakshmana, because Lakshmana was in a furious mood and this lady was in a melancholish mood. Finally, Kausalya came to the conclusion that Rama will not budge an inch against Dharma and truth. So she requested Rama to take her also to the forest. This is another dilemma which Rama has to face. She says, I will also accompany you because we can go to the forest and we can spend time. Now Rama is in a fix. He never disagreed with his parents. He knows that he is committing a mistake by not abiding by the words of his mother. With tears in his eyes, Rama requested his mother to help him in fulfilling the desire of his father. So this is a way how the situation can be circumvented. Now Kausalya is in a dilemma. She knows that the time will heal the wounds and fate is against her. She blesses him to continue with his trip and come back safely. After controlling her emotions, she blessed him wholeheartedly. In view of my old age, Rama, I thought of having proximity with you and finally failed in my attempt. She said, the auspicious moments that helped Lord Indra while fighting with the demon Vritrasura, the same will help you in your journey. She compared Rama and the situation where Indra has destroyed Vritrasura with his Vajrayudham. If we analyze the character of Kausalya, it has a speciality. She never shared her grief with others. She explained it to her own son. She never uttered a word against Dasharatha or Kaikeyi. She never argued with them. She discussed her intention with her son only. When she knew that Rama would not relent upon his decision, she did not insist. When all the queens bid farewell to Rama, she also accompanied them silently. Dasharatha is ready to accompany Rama, but Rama dissuades him to stay back and give company to Kausalya. Similarly, Rama requested his mother to help the old king. He said, 14 years will easily pass like in a sleep. This is the word which you have to remember. He says, 14 years is not a big time pass. It is like in a sleep. These words moved the heart of Kausalya. She wept like a child and was staring at Rama. Sita and Lakshmana, they observed this. Sita persuaded Rama to allow her to accompany him to forest. This is another direction. She said, I will never create hindrance to your journey. I will be of much help to you. In case you leave me alone, I will commit suicide. This is another threat which Rama has got. At this point of time, Dasharatha, unwilling to see the face of Kaikeyi, entered the palace of Kausalya. She opened her heart in the presence of the king and requested him to think of the burden of Rama in the forest. She condemned the act of Kaikeyi because she knew where the things are to be told. Dasharatha was unable to reply. Sumitra hugged Kausalya. This is a very important scene which we have to see in Ramayana. Her sweet words of Sumitra consoled the Kausalya. But when Sumitra came back to inform that he had dropped Rama at the forest, she wept again. Dasharatha was dumbstruck. Kausalya, in strong words, told her husband to talk freely since Kaikeyi is not here. These are the only words, harsh words, when Kausalya spoke. It shows the heart of a mother. Sumantra informed about the message of Rama to Kausalya to stand by his father. The king requested pardon from Kausalya. She repented for the mistake she did. In another scene, when Bharata approached Kausalya, this is a time when the characteristics of Kausalya are seen. Bharata approached Kausalya. She blessed him in a sarcastic manner. Rule Ayodhya without any opposition. These are the words she said towards Bharata. When she learned that Bharata is not a culprit, she hugged him and accompanied him up to Chitrakuta to dissuade Ramachandra. There she did not react like in an earlier occasion. She is the personification of goddess Hirinkara. These are the words which we have to remember about Kausalya. When Rama returned back to Ayodhya at the end of the entire Ramayana story, he was crowned. Her joy knew no bounds. The poet describes the face of Kausalya as Vivarna, without any color. She is the epitome of Hirinkara. The scholars have discussed the stand taken by Sri Ram, whether he was right in denying the request of his beloved mother. When the Purana Pandits, they argue for the sake of Rama or even to the Kausalya, they have two dilemmas and they discuss about this a threadbare Dharma Sukshma. Her contention was that he should obey the orders of mother also. When he obeyed the orders of father, he should obey the orders of mother also. Rama did not accede to the request. He is destined to go to the forest, though it was not a direct order by the king, because Dasharatha did not tell Rama to go to the forest. It was Kaikeyi who directed him, as the words of Dasharatha. He should have taken the pretext of staying back at Ayodhya, but he did not. Even when Kaikeyi ordered him to leave at once, he obeyed it. When Lakshmana became furious and was ready to take any pretext, he should have taken it. He was born to kill and destroy the Demon clan. The avatar of Rama is meant to kill Ravana. This was the evidence when Sita objected to Rama's aggressiveness towards demons. Here, we have to see how Sita and Rama behaved like a couple who are known to their own hearts. Sita objected to the way why you should kill the demons at the request of these saints. Then Rama also argued, and Sita gives an example of a story also, but Rama has his own way of argument, and he was pleased to convince Sita also. When sages requested him to protect themselves from demons, he readily agreed. He felt it has his duty to safeguard their interests in performing the rituals. Yesterday, when we were discussing, our learned scholars wanted to know about the variations of Ramacharita also. I will just narrate Ramacharita. Before we proceed on to that, I had recently written a book called Raghava Pandaviyam. This is a very scholarly book written by one Mr. Pingali Sorana of 16th century. He was a poet laureate of Ashtadiggaja poets of Sri Krishna Devaraya, and he has composed Kala Purnodayam, Prabhavati Pradyumnam, and Raghava Pandaviyam also. What is this Raghava Pandaviyam? It is a Dvyarthi Kavya. When we read a poem, it has to be read in the first instance, and you take the reading of Bharata. And again, you read the same poem, you will get the Ramayana story. This was a wonderful story. It was my magnum opus, I can tell. It's about 600 pages which was published by a publisher, Varaprasada Reddy. What is the content of this? The stories of Ramayana and Bharata have been combined, and in a similar way, they were described. If you read the poem first and look at the Ramayana incident, it will appear as if it is a Ramayana. When you again come back and read this and compare it with Bharata, it will compare as a Bharata. For example, I will give a small quotation in which two similar incidents have been combined. In Mahabharata, Sri Krishna went as a Rayabari to the Kauravas. It was a scene of Rayabara. The same scene, Angada Rayabara in Ravana's court. This has also been described. What happened? What happened? The way both the emissaries, they moved together has been described in a single poem. The persons who are there listening to these emissaries are that side of Duryodhana and this side Ravana. So the poem describing the attitude of these two people have been described in a single poem. The attitude of Duryodhana and the other side, the attitude of Ravana. Kondokayundu chotu vale gonkaka binkamuto narundu bhimundani matiki samunnati ninnedu karna bhishma kodanda guru pratapa vitata pradhana pradhanoppu madbaloddandata inchukaina madidarpavu idemiti nerpu seppuma. These are the words uttered by Duryodhana as well as Ravana. We will first start with the Bharata, the same poem and the same wordings. The Duryodhana says, "Hey Sri Krishna, you came here where this is not your place. If you are with your own brother-in-laws, you can talk anything like that. You are here in a Kondaka Unduchotuvalle. You are in another place. You are in Kauravasabha, and you are talking about Karna, Bhishma, and other people. And why should you talk like that? Karna, Bhishma, Kodanda, Guru Pratapa, Vitata Pradhana Pradhanoppa. We have so many people who are warriors of Karna, Bhishma, Drona, and all other people. And you are just mentioning about an ordinary people like Arjuna and other people. This is the Bharata aspect. When you compare the same poem with the Ramayana, the Ravana says, "Hey Vanara, you are a small monkey. Monkeys normally are afraid of even men, human beings. You came to the kingdom of demons and you are talking very heavily. Karna Bhishma, to hear itself, it is very difficult to hear these words which you are telling. And you are telling about the Kodanda Guru Pratapa and Rama's greatness. This way, the poem, the entire episode and the entire epic has been woven around similar situations, and this is known as Raghava Pandaviya, the Dhyardhikavya. Yesterday, when we mentioned about different variations of Ramayana and different similarities, yesterday one of our friends also requested how Molla described the events. For example, Molla, in the occasion of distribution of Payasa Patra, the person who came out of the fume, that was Agnideva, he was like this. Molla described, "Ila Saketa Rupala Sekharudu, Tahela Vilasamguto, Halakangshan, Kratuvun Vanarchina." He performed the yajna. Bangaru Matramulo Pala, Dugdhannamu Chala Ninchukuni, Ta Prachakshamai Nilchi, Nirmala Tejambuna, Pava Kundaniye, Preman, Manjuvakyam Bulan. The fire god came out with Payasa Patra and represented him and presented him. In the case of Shivadanur also, Molla has a different direction. In several Ramayanas, the situation has been described in different manners. Here Molla describes, Dhanubu Duniminanta, Dharanisha Sunulu, శిరములెల్ల వంచి సిగ్గుపడిరి. సీత మెనువంచె శ్రీరామచంద్రుని పొగడనప్పుడు జనక విభుండు. In 4 small stanzas, how she has described the incident of Sivadhanurbhanga, we have to appreciate. The first sentence says, Dhanuvu Duniminanta Dharanisha Sunulu. All the kings who were present there, they bent down their heads with great humility. And Sita Menu Vinche, and Sita also was in a humble way. But Sri Ramachandra was praised by Lord Janaka, the King Janaka. In same way, Bhaskara Ramayana also, because yesterday some of our friends were discussing about the variations of different Telugu poems also. Bhaskara, he described the Dhanurbhanga in a very beautiful manner. When we listen to the poem, we will hear the breaking of Dhanus. Dhanu Vujjadgati Ramudatu Viruvan Tadghosham Bogin Ghana Nirghata Nipata Jata Nenadogradvanamai Murosinam Vini Astanamuvaralella Vadi Prudvin Trilli Murchilliri A Janakadhishudu Rama Lakshmanulu Vishwamitrudun Takkagan. This is a very fine situation which has been described by Bhaskara. He says, when the bow was broken, the entire world has trembled, but only 4 people were awakened and they were in their consciousness. Who are they? Janakadhisha, Rama Lakshmana, and Vishwamitra. Except these 4, all the others, they were in a trembling mood, and all these things happened because the way the narration has taken place in those reactions. There is a character called Sonayana Devi. It has been mentioned in Ramacharita also. In Valmiki, he did not clearly mention about the name of Janaka's wife. She was not in favor of Rama attempting this vow. He's a small boy. Even Rama and Ravana and Banasura failed in their attempt. How can this boy move this bow? It was the intention of Sonayana Devi. Sita also prayed Bhavani. She said, "Oh Bhavani," Rama looked at the bow at that time as if Garuda towards a small snake. She saw Rama moving towards the bow, and it is like Garuda moving towards a small snake, Garutman. And in a similar way, when we compare all these characteristics, we feel that different people or different poets described the Ramayana characters in a different way. Yesterday, when our friends were discussing about Ramacharita Manas, I have gone through that book also, and it is a very voluminous book, which all of you know. In this, it contains several traditional values that we have to observe. Because in Ramayana, it was not a direct way to inform the readers. But whereas in Ramacharitamanasa, the Grihastha Jivana and Raja Dharma, they were extolled and they were given a prominent role in this entire book. What are these things? Bhakti, Jnana, Tyaga, Vairagya, Sadacharas, are all well depicted in Ramacharitamanasa. Each poem was like a mantra shakti. It is believed people who recite can fulfill their desires. Lord Shiva wrote on the title page after completion of this Ramacharitamanasa by Tulsidas. Lord Shiva has come and he has written on the book Satyam Shivam Sundaram, and he has signed. It is equivalent to Bhagavad Gita because people believe that both are the sacred books. The original is in Hindi. Tulsidas, on the advice of Lord Hanuman, went to Chitrakuta. The story goes like this. One day, he went round Kamadagiri and Rama appeared before him. Tulsidas fell unconscious. Lord Rama took Chandan and decorated Tulsidas with tilak. He disappeared. In the year 1628 AD, 1628 AD, Tulsidas, on the advice of Hanuman, started his journey to Ayodhya. He thought he should go to Ayodhya and start writing this poem. There, he met the sage Bharadwaja and Yajnavalkya. From there, he went to Prahalada Ghat. There are several ghats in Varanasi. He went to Prahalada Ghat. Lord Shiva directed him in a dream to write Ramacharitamanasa at Ayodhya. Normally, when these poets write their poems, the epics, the gods appear before the poets in their dreams and direct them to write. Even Tikkana, when he has about to write Mahabharata, Hariharanada came and directed him to complete this Mahabharata, which has been incomplete by Nannaya. So he told that people will recite this as a Samaveda. In the year 1631, on the day of Sri Rama Navami, he started composing. This is also important occasion in the life of Goswami Tulsidas. He passed away in 1680, the same Ashadha Masa. After the declaration of the coronation of Dasharatha, Vasishtha visited the palace of Rama. There are so many interpolations in Valmiki Ramayana. We call it as Avalmikas. They are not in Valmiki, but they are prevalent and they are very much adorned by the readers. What is this? This Vasishtha Ramayana says, Vasishtha visited the palace of Rama. This is another important situation which we have to remember. Normally, the Rajaguru, he orders a person to bring Rama, but in this occasion, he went into the palace of Rama. Rama was immensely pleased. He told his Guru, Swami, you should have sent word for me. It is a boon that you visited my palace. I am a servant of you, Rama told with folded hands. The characteristic of Rama is known here because though he is about to be crowned, the entire Vasishtha Ramayana was narrated by Vasishtha, and we have to remember the way the situations have changed in the case of the other characters. When we mentioned about Kausalya, let us also discuss about Sumitra, how she behaved. Though she was a beloved queen of Lord King Dasharatha, the character of Sumitra among the three queens of Dasharatha is of a special nature, we have to remember. She is a cultured lady among the royal family. She is a soft-spoken and less spoken. There is no evidence show that the king has spoken to her very intimately. She also did not talk to him. Even then, she had the privilege of her husband's affection. This is evident from the point of distribution of payasa among the three. She has been offered twice. Why? The king did not favor Kausalya twice. Instead, obliged twice to Sumitra. The poet describes it as the generosity of the king with the word Mahamati. He gave a Visheshana to Dasharatha, Mahamati, and he knows how to deal with people. Why did it happen? In normal circumstances, she accepted quietly whatever was offered to her. She never felt that it would lead to so many problems or happiness. Kausalya protested against Rama going to the forest. We have seen in the earlier occasion. When Lakshmana decided to accompany his brother, Sumitra did not utter a word nor dissuaded him. There is no need for him to go to the forest. Why should Lakshmana go? It was the order of Kaikeyi or Dasharatha for sending Rama to the forest. But Lakshmana wanted to go. So Lakshmana decided on his own. She never felt bad. Instead, she appreciated the stand taken by Lakshmana with devotion. She even complimented him for taking a decision like this. She stood for the traditional values. Even though she was in complete despair, she did not say a word against the decision of Lakshmana. Kausalya fainted. Kaikeyi did not bother about others, whereas Sumitra acted very, very, very generously. When the coronation was declared, Sumitra did not praise, but she felt happy inwardly. She felt happy as justice has been done and recognized. She observed silently the happiness of Kausalya. She acted like a yogini. It appears that she is very close to the Kausalya. She tries to console her during the crisis time. She never advised her own son not to adventure by going to the forest. She believed that it was destined. When Lakshmana touched the feet of Sumitra, she was brave enough to say, "Yes, my dear son, you are born only to live in the forest." This is the word she said about Lakshmana. I know your devotion towards your elder brother. Be careful in conducting your duty. This shows that she belongs to the clan of a very high order. She can control her emotions and affection. You follow him, you follow him. These are the words she uttered at the time of his departure. The words came out like a hymn, the mantra. She said, these are very famous words of Sumitra. Ramam Dasharadam Vidhi, Mam Vidhi Janakatmajam, Ayodhya Matavim Vidhi, Gachatata Yada Sukham. These are the words uttered by Sumitra, and they are like a Samaveda Gana. She says, "Oh Lakshmana, my dear son, you treat Rama as your own father Dasharatha. Ramam Dasharatham Vidhi, Mam Vidhi Janakatmajam." Here, the Mam is known for both Sri Devi, that is Lakshmi Devi, who is equivalent to Sumitra, she says. Ma Janakatmaja Sita. Mam Vidhi Janakatmajam, Ayodhya Matavim Vidhi. You feel as if you are in Ayodhya, even though in the forest. Go and come back safe. These are the words she has told to Lakshmana. Here, the word Dasharatha does not mean the king of Ayodhya. It is a symbolism of 10 Jnanendriyas. Traveling by 10-wheeler chariot, he should bear the difficulties of the forest. She meant that in the company of Sri Rama, Lakshmana shall feel happy. The second word, Ma, denotes not only mother, but goddess Lakshmi. So every word uttered by Sumitra are like the syllables of the Veda. Here, we should remember the symbolic version used by Sumitra as Shri by Lord Brahman. Brahma himself has declared that Sumitra is like Shri. Janaki is the personification of Sumitra.
1 second.
Hello?
Hi, Theory. What can I do for you?
The poet, in a subtle manner, depicted the character. Both the ladies have the glow of a Shri.
I'm still not sure about that.
Sumitra is always calm and quiet. In fact, Lakshmana did not ask for the permission of his mother. Similarly, she also did not put in a hurdle for the son. When he said he will accompany Rama, both of them have a common understanding. Though their inner heart, through their inner heart, they were able to convey and converge with each other. As the son of a divine mother, he knows that he will be able to get the nod of his mother. So he approached her at the time of leaving for the forest. Not only regarding his mother, but regarding Rama also, Lakshmana believes that they will agree to his suggestions. When compared with the other queens of the palace, very soft-spoken is Sumitra and less spoken also. In the entire epic, she spoke only 2 times. In the first instance, she behaved like a magnanimous lady. Like Kausalya, she did not pray to God for the welfare of her son. Instead, within 4 to 5 slokas, she was able to convey her message. She knows that the gods along with Rama will definitely help her son also.
Still working.
That is the reason she advised him to follow Rama with devotion. Tears rolled down
Something went wrong.
her cheeks
Let's try again.
when she was bidding farewell to Lakshmana, she hugged him and adjusted the hair, the mungurulu, the forehead. On one side, she was feeling proud and she was showing pity. She could not move ahead. Her voice was stuck up. Even then, she narrated her message in a dignified manner. The word Sumitra itself means that she is friendly to all. Sumitra, she is friendly to all the people. Sumitra, and we have another character, Sumantra also. He is a person who is friendly to all the people. Sumantra. Minister, the word Mitra is otherwise known as sun god. When we observe the episode that they did not speak to Sumitra, another astonishing thing is in the palace of the king, there are more than 350 queens. Among them, only 3 are prominent. Among the 3, Sumitra is at the topmost. Another incident where Sumitra consoled Kausalya is of most importance. Kausalya lamented and criticized each and everyone who is responsible for the entire episode. At this point of time, Sumitra praised the essential qualities of Sri Rama and provided mental peace to Kausalya. This is the way how to console. You don't go on arguing or whatever it is. She knows if we can praise Rama, Kausalya will definitely feel happy. She further mentioned that no one in the world would be able to do harm to Rama. She narrated in 30 shlokapadas about the divine life of Rama. She mentions that Rama is like the powerful sun and a divine personality with courage and capability. She is hopeful that Rama will return back to Ayodhya with triumph. The main reason that he went to the forest is to protect the virtuousness and truth and to increase the dignity of his father. These words depict the character of Sumitra. Even when she was provoked, she did not get angry. Instead, she believed that Lakshmana will be of great help to Sita and Rama. Finally, she said, the entire Ayodhya is expecting that Kausalya should come up with a pleasant face. These are the words which Sumitra described. You come with a pleasant face, Kausalya, then the entire Ayodhya will be with you. Even when Kausalya doubted the integrity of Bharata, Sumitra did not utter a single word. Her silence has several words to say. That is the reason Lord Brahma compared her with Shrikara. Among 3 queens, she was the only person who got the compliments from others. No one in the entire palace uttered a single word against her. That is the reason she is known as Sumitra, a friend of all. King also has a great respect towards Sumitra. Though he never spoke directly with Sumitra, he has immense love towards her. While mentioning that he is not able to take back his words with Kaikeyi, he said how he can win the confidence of Sumitra. This is the inner heart of Dasharatha, King Dasharatha. Even at the time of distributing the payasa, the king has shown favor to her. She gave birth to 2 children. When the other 2 queens' names are depicted through their origin of birth, the Kausalya's name is from Kosala Rajya. Kaikeyi is from Kekai Rajya. But in the case of Sumitra, she is not defined or identified with any place. She does not have her motherhood. She belongs to the entire universe. She occupied the middle place in the palace. Though she was nearer to Kausalya, she does not have hatred towards Kaikeyi. This is another example how people should behave. She may be close to Kausalya, but she never uttered a word, single word against Kaikeyi. The greatness is one of her sons is with Rama and another is with Bharata. They do not have their own identity except to serve their brothers. We have to remember that when Janaki delivered the couplets of Shatrugna, we have to remember that when Janaki delivered the couplets, Shatrugna was present at the Valmiki Ashrama. Though it was an incidental or accidental, Shatrugna was present in the Valmiki Ashrama when Sita gave birth to these 2 children, Lava and Kusha. The golden image of Sumitra is the main character in the entire Ramayana. These are the important situations which I thought I should mention before the audience. And all of you are the enlightened audience, and you know how the characters have been depicted and all these things. Now I leave it to the audiences for yes, sir.
Hari Om, Namaskara.
Yes, please.
Dhanyawada Mahodaya. It's very interesting lecture. The Ramayana is not such a small thing to be completed in 2 days.
Yeah.
It's such a big one. And you have just a small time, you have given the very good audience to us and very good important events, which normally people do not know. Yeah, again, today's lecture is really insight about the characters of the Rama's family.
I will send the text to you, sir. You can circulate it.
Dhanyawada. Dhanyawada. I request the audience, let the audience to share their views and ask any doubts they have.
Yeah. Let's have Pravaneswari. Unmute yourself and speak. No. Gautamji.
Unmute.
Namaskar ji, Namaskar, Padmanabha ji. I have a question regarding the payasam distribution since my childhood. Probably you partly answered it because Sumitra was the most favorite queen of Dasarath, so she got 2 shares. I had the question that had they known the ratio 1/3, then what was the intention of the Purusha who gave the payasam? What was in instruction? Should it be divided into 4 parts or 2 parts or 3 parts, something like that? So I had the question that why they could not divide it into 3 equal parts and give to 3 queens. Then my story says that as if they were forgetting Sumitra, and they had first only 2 parts, and the 1 part was had gone to Kausalya, another part went to Kaikeyi. Then suddenly Sumitra came in that question, and then both of them shared. I felt it peculiar. One of them could have given 1 part, other could have taken 2 parts, but both of them shared half up and then gave to Sumitra. So Sumitra had 2 parts. So I was not satisfied in that this particular explanation. So you explained it correctly that Dasarath decided to give Sumitra 2 parts. That is the answer that you got correctly.
The original stanzas are like this, sir. During the Payasa Pradhana, Kausalyayai Narapatihi Payasardham Dadau Tada, he gave half of it. Kausalyayai Narapatihi Payasardham Dadau Tada, Ardhadardham, half of half, Dadau Chapi, Sumitrayai Naradhipaha. This is the second incident. First he gave to Kausalya, then he moved on to Sumitra. There also he gave half of half, 1/4. Kaikeya Chavasistardham Dadau Putrardhakaranat. He gave only 1/8 to Kaikeyi. Kaikeya Cha Avasistardham Dadau Putrardhakaranat. Pradadau Chavasistardham Paisasyamrutopamam Anuchitya Sumitrayai Punareva Mahipatihi. Again, 1/8 he has given, 1/4 first he has given, and then 1/8 again. So it comes to 3/8. So this also has been differently described in Ramacharitamanasa. Dasharatha gave 2 parts from 1 part to Kausalya, another to Kaikeyi, and both these ladies, they got half of half to Sumitra. This is the another version. Then that is why in the case of their birth also, Tatascha Dwadashe Mase Chaitrena Vamike Tithau Nakshatre Aditi Daivatye Svochha Samsteshu Panchasu Graheshu Karkate Lagne Vakpata Binduna Saha. Gajakesar Yoga, we say, when Jupiter and Moon are in the same direction and 5 grahas, planets, are in their Uchasthiti. And he was born on Chaitra Masa. Pushye Jatastu Bharataha Meena Lagne Prasannadhi Sarpe Jatau tu Saumitri Kudire Abhiritauravu. Bharata is born on a Pushami star. Lakshmana and Shatrughna in Aslesha in Karkataka Lagna. So all these narrations give us the question which you have posed, why he has not divided 1/3, 1/3. When he has 3 queens, he should have done it. But the avatara is Shankha Chakras of Vishnu. They have to follow him. Adiseshu is Lakshmana and Shankha Chakras Bharata Shatrughnas. So the same way in the Paisa Patra also, the entire king has to distribute according to the will of the Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. He has no other way except to the directions of Lord Vishnu.
Sir,
Yes,
another interpretation may be, Kaushalya and Kaikeyi gave half of their paisam to Sumitra.
Yeah.
And see their characteristics of the children. The Lakshman always followed Sri Rama.
Yeah.
And Shatrughna followed Bharata. So that may be an interpretation, something like that. They were created to serve their elder brothers like that.
Yeah.
That may be a good explanation of that.
That is why he says, Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanno Bahi Prana Iva Paraha. He was the outside prana of Rama. Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanno Bahi Prana Iva Paraha. Bharatasyapi Shatrughno Lakshmana Varajo Hisaha. Shatrughna followed Bharata always. Pranaihi Priyataro Nityam Tasya cha asit tadha priyaha. So as you said, both of them were unemancipated and both of them were very close to each of them. Yeah.
Namaskaram, Andy. Can you throw some light on Kaikeyi's character also?
Yeah, please. We will discuss about the characteristics of Kaikeyi. While Janaki was described as Devarahasya, Kaikeyi was described by Valmiki as Manavarahasya. These are 2 examples of important notations. Kaikeyi is the daughter of Ashwapati. She has excellent beauty besides terrific courage. She has evil desires. Suddenly, she changed her attitude and behaved in a peculiar way. Otherwise, Rama was always during his childhood in the palace of Kaikeyi only. He never stayed with Kausalya. He was happily moving with Kaikeyi, and she also treated him as her own son. There is an argument that she should not be held responsible, and it was the desire of gods to send Rama to the forest. When Dasharatha was distributing Paisa, he went to Kaikeyi after completing the distribution with Kausalya and Sumitra. Intentionally, Dasharatha did not give her due. Otherwise, she was eligible to get 1/3. He wanted the son of Kausalya only to be the ruler of the kingdom. He knows that Sumitra will never come in the way. Everybody in the kingdom hated Kaikeyi. In fact, she was not a cruel person. She was an affectionate mother. Rama at a tender age was always in the palace of Kaikeyi. He learned archery from her. It was a joint family system. All the 3 mothers were moving closely, but the fate turned against Rama. Bharata was born next to Rama in the order also. Immediately after Rama's birth, Punarvasu, Pushami, Bharata was born, and he was eligible to rule the kingdom next to Rama. If Rama goes to forest, Bharata is eligible person. Mandara was responsible for the turn of tables. Kaikeyi had full affection towards Rama. She did not budge an inch, but Mandara prevailed upon her and finally succeeded. Here, the poet described the intelligence of Mandara through Kaikeyi in 30 shlokapadas. We know the later story. When Kaikeyi did not resent, he touched her feet and begged Rama. She was harsh in her words. Dharmasyaiva bhikamartham mamayecha chodana pravrajaya sutam ramam trih kalutvam bravimya. I'm telling this with firmness. Why she said like this? I am sure if you really want to honor justice, listen to me. He told to Dasharatha and sent Rama to exile. I'm telling with firmness, she told Dasharatha. She said, I am ready to commit suicide also. She ordered Sumantra to bring Rama. He wanted the oral orders of the king. Sumantra hesitated to go. And he said, let Dasharatha tell. The king obliged. When Rama appeared before her, her face was colorless, whereas the king was in despair. Finally, Rama was prepared to leave for the forest. She is the symbol of a person born to a high family, but a slave to her desire. That is the reason the poet describes her as Kirti. In Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Krishna describes that he stands with the Kirti of woman, Siri and speech. The poet described these three queens as symbols of three virtues. Finally, it can be concluded that every human being in his life acts like Dasharatha through his Dasha Indriyas. This is the character of Kaikeyi, sir.
Namaskaram Andi.
1 second, sir. Is it not, 1 second, sir. Is it not irony? 1 second. Please give me 1 second. Is it not the irony that Kaikeyi has got a bad fame and calling a name of Kirti?
The poet describes her like that.
Yeah.
She should not have been, as Kirti means greatness.
Greatness, but she has got Apakirti, not Kirti.
Yeah, Apakirti. Yeah, ma cheppandamma.
నమస్కారం సార్, నా పేరు
చెప్పండమ్మా.
పవనేశ్వర్ అండి. నేను తెలుగు టీచర్ ని.
అమ్మా.
మీరు చాలా బాగా చెప్తున్నారు సార్. నేను బస్సులో ఉండటం వల్ల మీతో మాట్లాడలేకపోతున్నాను. నిన్న కూడా మాట్లాడాలనుకుంటున్నాను. పద్యాలు అసలు చాలా బాగా చదువుతున్నారు. మా మల్లారి చంద్రశేఖరరావు గారని ఉండేవారు, మీకు తెలిసే ఉంటారు. ఆయన అంత బాగా అవునండి, అవును శాస్త్రి. ఆయన పద్యాలు చదివి ఇప్పుడు మాకు టీచింగ్ లో ఉన్నా కూడా మా గురువులు చదివేవారు. ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ మిమ్మల్ని చూసి పద్యాలు ఎలా చదవాలి, శ్లోకాలు ఎలా చదవాలి, ఇంత నాలెడ్జ్ ఉన్నా కూడా మీ దగ్గర నుంచి చాలా వాల్యుబుల్ థింగ్స్ మేము నేర్చుకుంటున్నాం. ప్రెసెంట్ 10th క్లాస్ లో రామాయణం ఉంది. రామాయణంలో మీరు చెప్పిన పాయింట్లు పిల్లలకు చెప్పేటప్పుడు నేను వాళ్ళకి చెప్తున్నాను, ఇట్లా చెప్తున్నారు పెద్ద పెద్ద వాళ్ళు, చాలా నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంది, ఇప్పటికే నేర్చుకునే థింగ్స్ మా దగ్గర వాళ్ళ దగ్గర ఉన్నాయి అని చెప్పి అదొకటి మీకు చెప్పాలనుకున్నానండి. క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏమి వేసే అంత ఇది కాదు, మీరు చాలా చాలా తెలియని విషయాలు చెప్తున్నారు మాకు. క్యారెక్టర్స్ లో కూడా డీప్ గా వెళ్ళి పుస్తకాలు చూపించి చాలా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇస్తున్నారు సార్. ధన్యవాదాలు.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
సార్ 2 ప్రశ్నలు ఉన్నాయి సార్. ఒకరు పల్లవి గారు క్యారెక్టర్ ఆఫ్ దశరథ గురించి కూడా చెప్పమన్నారు. ఇంకొకరు వచ్చి రామాయణం ఇంగ్లీష్ లో ఏ బుక్ చదివితే కంప్లీట్ గా ఇన్ఫర్మేటివ్ గా ఉంటది అనేసి నాగ విఘ్నేష్ గారు అడిగారు. ఇది 2 మీరు చేస్తారు.
రాజగోపాలాచారి గారి బుక్, దో ఇట్ ఈస్ కాంప్రహెన్సివ్ అండ్ స్మాల్, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ గుడ్ వేరియేషన్ ఆఫ్ వాల్మీకి. రాజగోపాలాచారి, రాజాజీ. Yes, please.
This Adhyatma Ramayana, could you see the name, sir? I'm seeing here, yes, in a book I have, Ejutachan's Ajatma Ramayana in Malayalam.
I didn't refer to it, sir, because of the short time, but I have notes about Yoga Vasistam. Yesterday, our people were asking about Yoga Vasistam. This was also, as you said yesterday, it is also a creation of Valmiki. Some argue that there are different Valmikis. After the completion of Ramayana, Valmiki thought he should write the entire Ramayana in a dignified manner. And the other names of the Yoga Vasishtha are Jnana Vasistham, Vasishtha Ramayanam, Uttara Ramayanam, Maharamayana, and Vasistham. I should thank Mr. I.P. Rao. Yesterday when I requested him to send this text, immediately he sent it to me by mail. He is also present in this group. I will ask him to talk about Vasishtha Ramayana also. He will talk in a later. The Vasishtha Ramayana contains of 32,000 slokas. Valmiki, normally people call, Valmiki's poetry is feminine poetry. In our Lakshmana Sahara Granthas also, when we compare the Kavya to Kanta Samitam, and Vedas as Prabhu Samitam, and Puranas as Mitra Samitam. The three differences are, when we say you do like this, it is like a Prabhu Samhita. So Vedas say Dharmanchara, and you have to do accordingly only. There is no deviation. But whereas your friend says, you do like this, you do like this, you are obliged to him and you hear to him. That is Prabhu Samhita. That is why Puranas, through the stories, they narrate the incidents, and we will be very much pleased to know the entire story, and then we also belong to that characters. So this Purana Vangmaya is known as Prabhu Samhita. Whereas the epics like other poets like Kalidasa, Bhavabhuti, plays or written, they are called as Kanta Samhitas. Similarly, Valmiki's poetry is a feminine poetry, whereas Vyasas is a masculine poetry, and it gives like directions. The Vasishtha told Rama, this Vasishtha Ramayana, Yoga Vasistham, at the age of 12 years, to make him a good administrator. That was the reason why he narrated this entire story. The main structure is like this. First, he introduced the theme. Then in the second part, he narrates the story in a form. And then he narrates the symbolism again. And in the other incidents, he did not condemn any theory. Normally in Puranas, in the second stage, they will condemn the arguments. Here, he did not condemn any argument. And then there are no arguments at all. Vadopavadas, no. He raises several doubts, and then he himself replies. The condensed versions are by Kashmiri poet Abhinandana Pandit. He made it into, the original was in 32,000 slokas, and whereas this Kashmiri poet, he described it in 6,000 slokas. The Shukha Paramasrama pontiff, who was with us for a lunch, we were fortunate enough to host him, that Vijaya Prakashanandagiri of Kalahasti, he condensed it to 80,000 slokas. Several translations have also come. The original prakaranas are 6: Vairagya, Mumukshu, Vyavahara, Utpatti, Sthiti, Upashamana, and Nirvana. So many commentaries have also come for Vasishtha Yoga Ramayana. So this is the way how we have to study Yoga Vasishtha in a very devotional way. Yes, sir.
Uttarakhanda is written by Valmiki only. You mean that after letter?
Yeah.
It's not included one by somebody else.
No. But here there are some people regarding Vyasa. They say Vyasa is a honorary post like Indra, and several Vyasas were there, and they composed all these Astadasha Puranas and all. And some people argue, no, only Vyasa has written this. So these differences are there. But Valmiki has composed Yoga Vasishtha.
Can we discuss on some Sushma Dharmas of Ramayana, sir? Such as Ahalya's Dharma and Anjani's Vayu, this thing, and Surya and Vali and Sugriva's birth.
Yeah.
And
The
other social dharmas, Vali is
yeah,
killing.
yeah. In the case of Ahalya, she has committed a mistake. She knows that Indra has come, and she is not unaware of the events. She felt that Indra has come and it is a boon for her. And later she repented, and even then she told Indra to leave immediately. But when Rama came and Rama appeared before Ahalya, she got the livelihood and she became the embodiment of virtue. And Lakshmana and Rama bowed before Ahalya. Shapasyantamupagamya tesham darshanamagata raghavutu tatastha padau jagrhutstada. They touched the feet of Ahalya. This is the very much great humanity or the greatness of Rama. She honored them with Arghya, God's blessed Rama. This is the first instance when Rama's divinity was revealed. Because in the case of Tataka Samhara, he killed her at the instance of Vishwamitra. But here, Vishwamitra has never said you do this or like that. With the appearance of Rama itself, yesterday also some of our friends told whether she was in a rock form or that. She was never in a rock form. She was immersed in the dust, and she was having all her Uchvas and Ishvasas. And she waited for her turn till Rama came. And finally, Gautama also accepted her, and he did not condemn her or he did not say anything against her. Similarly, Shatananda was also overwhelmed when he saw Rama. With joy, he questioned Vishwamitra, Api Rame Mahateja Mama Mata Yashaswini Vanair Upaharat Pujam Pujarke Sarvadehinam. Whether Rama has accepted my mother's puja, whether both my parents got united, these are the things which Shatananda also felt. Because the characteristic of Rama is in a very high order. It has been described in Vedas also and other avatars also. When we compare it to other Dashavataras, this is the humanistic aspect of a very, very personified avatara. The other avatars are only subdued avatars. When we compare Matsya Avatara, Kurma Avatara, Varaha Avatara, these three are very, very inside the waters only. But whereas in the case of Nrsimha Avatara, he was exposed in a very humble manner, but in a ferocious manner to help Prahalada or to conduct himself and to kill Hiranyakashipa. He came in that ferocious form. And since he had a boon of not being killed by so many things, he has to come in the half shape of a lion and half shape of Nrsimha, Nara and Simha, Nrsimha Avatara. And in the other aspect of Vamana Avatara, the personification of Vamana also, at the time of asking the Bali Chakravarti, he was very humble, but Shukracharya said, you don't give him. But Bali Chakravarti told in a very, very dignified manner, Adinsi Satyakuppupai, Tanuvupai, Amsuttariyamgupai, Leelam, and he described the entire thing. That person who is asking me with his hand below and my hand is above, why should not I give the thing which he has requested? So Bali Chakravarti accepted. Potana described it in a very beautiful manner. Adin Sri Satikuppupai, Tanuvupai, Amsuttariyam Gupai, Nutna Maryadan Jendu Karambu, Medaguta, Melaina Karambunta, Melgade, Rajyamugi Jamun Satatame, Kayam Gunapayame. When we compare these characters of Rama and Ramayana, the immense qualifications of Rama are described in Ramayana. In the case of Krishna also, Lord Krishna, he has personified himself as a divine person. And even the birth itself, when he was born in jail, he showed his entire Vishwarupa before his parents. And then several occasions also he showed Vishwarupa at the Kaurava Sabha and to several other peoples also at Bhagavad Gita time also. So the comparison of Ramayana and Mahabharata are similar parallel ways. We have to read them in a parallel way, the divinity of Sri Krishna and the dignity of Sri Rama. This is the way. And yeah, please.
Doesn't mean the lust, the Indra's desire is a lust or is a, what is Dharma there?
I'm not able to hear, sir.
Is Indra's desire towards Ahalya, coming to Ahalya, is a lust or a Dharma Sukshma is there?
Yeah, Dharma Sukshma means, in the case of Ahalya, she was given birth by Brahma. In the book, I have mentioned it very clearly. When she was born,
is it not to test the patient, the anchor of the Gautama?
Yeah, we have a few women characters who are treated as the goddesses. They are Draupadi, Sita, Tara, Mandodari, and all these people. They, according to Valmiki Ramayana, Brahma has created a very, very beautiful lady. She was the personification of the entire beauty. And she spent a lot of years, thousands of years with Gautama Maharshi. And finally, Brahma gave to Gautama this girl. And they were staying in a very forest. And at the instance of Indra, how he came, as you have questioned, we have some traditions which we follow. She is not a culprit for her desire. She knows that Indra has come and Gautama is not there. Though he came in the disguise of Gautama, she knows that my character and my purity is going to them. Another important thing is, Indra did not behave in a very peculiar manner. He came as he gave a sound of a cock. And the punishment given to Indra also by Gautama is, he should have 1,000 Garbhakoshas. And he gave it to 1,000 eyes. So that is why he is known Sahasraksha, the person who is there. Anyhow, the cruelty is the behavior of Indra to take his lust with Ahalya, and the incident happened like that, and Gautama has pardoned Ahalya when Rama has given birth to her. Natikrantam munishrestha yat kartavyam kratam maya sangata munina patni bhargavena eva rainuka. Here, the small narration of Vishwamitra to Shatananda. When Shatananda questioned Vishwamitra how it happened and how my mother has given birth again, he said like this: whatever has to happen has happened, though it is misfortune that she has to be kept in dust for a long time. It happened, like in the case of Renuka, the mother of Parshurama. Same thing happened to the Ahalya also. Renuka was given rebirth. Similarly, Gautama's wife Ahalya has given rebirth, and this was the occasion and the divinity of Rama. Yes, please. Sir, last question, sir. Last question.
No, Yoga Vasishta, you said IP Ragaru is there. I have co-hosted him.
Yeah, Yoga Vasishta.
Yeah, you said he will tell something about Yoga Vasishta.
Cheppanamma.
Okay.
Cheppan. Yoga Vasishta. Yeah.
IP Rao garu gurinchi.
IP Rao garu. Please tell about Yoga Vasishta. IP Rao. Purnachandra Rao. You open your mic. Yesterday he sent me 3 or 4 huge material. Please type it out.
Hello, thank you. Hello, I'm here.
Yeah, please tell about Yoga Vasista. Hello.
He is unmuted, sir. He is unmuted.
No. He's there. He's coming.
Yeah, he is unmuted.
No. He is come. I'm
I'll call
seeing
you.
him. Please tell Purnachandra Rao.
No, I'll call you later.
No, you tell the people about Yoga Vasista. Hello.
I think some problem with the mic.
No. He's a very shy type of person.
Okay.
He is embodiment of knowledge, but he never comes out.
Whatever you want to say, sir, please.
Please share your opinions to us.
సార్ నమస్కారం సార్.
అమ్మ చెప్పండి.
ఇది కైకేయి క్యారెక్టర్ లో ఇంతకు ముందు ఏదో ఒక దాంట్లో చదివాను సార్. అది ఆమె చాలా రాముల వారంటే చాలా ప్రేమ అట్లా ఉన్నప్పటికీ కూడా ఆమె చాలా ధైర్య సాహసరాలైనటువంటి స్త్రీ అవడం మూలాన ఆవిడ క్రితం ఇట్లా అడిగే ముందు విష్ణుమూర్తి కలలో వచ్చి నువ్వే ఈ సాహసంగా ఇలా చెయ్యాలి అని విష్ణుమూర్తి ఆమెని కోరారని అడిగారని, దాంతో ఆమె అలా 3 వరాలు దశరథుని కోరింది అనేది కూడా ఒక దాంట్లో చదివాను. అది ఏంటి, ఎంతవరకు అది?
లేదమ్మా, ఒరిజినల్ ఏంటంటే దేవతలందరూ కలిసి ఈ కథనాన్ని మార్చాలి అని చెప్పి మందర నాలుక మీద సరస్వతీ దేవిని ఆవహింపజేశారు. ఆ తర్వాత కొంతసేపటికి కైకేయి నాలుక మీద ఆవహింపజేశారు. అందువల్ల ఆమె తనంతట తనుగా చెప్పినది కాదు. విష్ణుమూర్తి కళలో కనిపించడం కాకుండా దేవతలందరూ కూడా ఒక కలిసికట్టుగా అనుకుని సరస్వతీ దేవిని మందర నోటి మీదుగా పలికించేటట్టు చేశారు. ఆ తర్వాత కైకేయి కూడా స్థిరంగా నిలబడటానికి అదే కారణం. లేకపోతే దశరథుడు ఆమె కాళ్ళు కొట్టుకున్నాడు, ఏడ్చాడు, రకరకాలుగా కోపపడ్డాడు. అయినా కూడా ఆమె ఏమి ఒక అక్షరం కూడా పొల్లుపోకుండా నేను స్థిరంగా ఉన్నాను అని కూడా చెబుతుంది. అది మనం ఇంతకు ముందు కూడా అనుకున్నాం మనం.
సరే సార్, మరి అధ్యాత్మ రామాయణము మామూలు స్టోరీ లాగా కాకుండా తత్వాన్ని, రామతత్వాన్ని చెప్పేదే అధ్యాత్మ రామాయణమా?
అవునండి, అవును.
అది కొంచెం సరైన ఆథరు ఎవరు అనేది చెప్తే మేము అది చాలా మంది రాస్తున్నారండి అధ్యాత్మ రామాయణం. 2-3 నేను విన్నాను. అది కరెక్ట్ పర్సన్, కరెక్ట్ ఆథర్ ఎవరు కావాలి సార్ నాకు.
అంటే ఒరిజినల్ వ్యాసుడు రాశాడు. తర్వాత చాలా మంది ఆధ్యాత్మ రామాయణం డిఫరెంట్ పీపుల్ తెలుగు ట్రాన్స్లేషన్స్ కూడా చేశారు. దాన్ని మనం ఫాలో కావచ్చు. ఒరిజినల్ వీళ్ళు రామకృష్ణ మిషన్ వాళ్ళు కూడా వేశారు. రామకృష్ణ మిషన్ అమ్మ. సార్ బాబు గారు క్లోజ్ చేద్దాం.
ఓకేనండి, లెట్ us క్లోజ్.
చాలా బాగా చెప్తున్నారు. చాలా విషయాలు తెలిసినాయి సార్. చాలా నమస్కారం, వందనాలు.
ఓకే, లెట్ us have ప్రార్థన అండ్ జరగండి మన ప్లీజ్. వసుంధరాజీ.
ప్రార్థన. ఓం పూర్ణమదః పూర్ణమిదం పూర్ణాత్ పూర్ణముదచ్యతే పూర్ణస్య పూర్ణమాదాయ పూర్ణమేవావశిష్యతే. ఓం సర్వేషాం స్వస్తిర్భవతు. ఓం సర్వేషాం శాంతిర్భవతు. ఓం సర్వేషాం పూర్ణం భవతు. ఓం శాంతిః శాంతిః శాంతిః. ఓం సహనావవతు. ఓం సహనౌ గుణత్తు. సహ వీర్యం కరవావహై. తేజస్వినావధీతమస్తు मा विद्विषावहै सत्यं वद क्षम्यतां सत्यं वद धर्मं चर मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
నమస్కారం అండి పద్మనాభరావు గారు, చాలా ధన్యవాదాలు.
Okay, let's have Janagana Mana now.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद जय हिंद।